In 2023, researchers at MIT cracked a piece of concrete in half, on purpose. Then they ran water through it and waited. After 30 days, the crack had completely sealed itself. Water flow stopped, structure restored. No human intervention, no repairs, no bill. The control sample, made with the same Portland cement inside every building you've ever lived in, was still cracked, exactly as cracked as day one. Here's what makes that uncomfortable. The concrete that healed itself, it was made using a recipe from ancient Rome. A civilization that collapsed 1,500 years ago is still winning the concrete race. I'm Engineer Bill, and today we find out why we've been making concrete wrong for 200 years. So grab your coffee and let's begin. Modern Portland cement concrete. Projected lifespan, 50 to 120 years under normal conditions. That's the optimistic version. That's what the engineers write on the invoice. Roman concrete, current age, over 2,000 years. And in marine environments, piers, breakwaters, seawalls, it is actively getting stronger, not deteriorating, getting stronger. Vitruvius and Pliny the Elder documented this, 1st century CE. They watched Roman marine structures become, in their words, a single stone mass when exposed to seawater. The ocean wasn't destroying the concrete, it was finishing it. For decades, archaeologists looked at ancient Roman concrete and noticed something. White lumps scattered throughout the material, millimeter-scale calcium deposits called limeclasts. And for decades, the assumption was sloppy mixing, human error, Romans in a rush. Then Admir Masick at MIT asked a different question. Why would an empire that built the Pantheon, the largest unreinforced concrete dome still standing on this planet, why would they be sloppy about their mix? Turns out, those lumps aren't a mistake. They're the mechanism. When a crack forms, water reaches the limeclast. The calcium dissolves, recrystallizes, seals the crack completely, automatically. Modern concrete has no equivalent. Once it cracks, it stays cracked. Here's where modern concrete really earns its reputation. Steel rebar, the internal skeleton inside virtually every structure built in the last 2 centuries, corrodes when chloride from seawater gets in. The rust expands, pushes outward, fractures the concrete from the inside. It's an elegant failure mode. The thing protecting the structure destroys it. Roman concrete used no rebar, pure compression design, arches, domes, massive geometry. Nothing inside to corrode, nothing to fail. And here is where it gets genuinely uncomfortable for the Roman side. A 2025 life cycle assessment by engineer Daniela Martinez found that producing Roman concrete today emits comparable or higher CO2 than Portland cement during initial production, up to 35% more in some formulations. The environmental argument for Roman concrete only holds if it never has to be replaced, and over 2,000 years of evidence suggests it doesn't. There's one more problem. The specific volcanic ash the Romans used, Pozzarola from the region of Pozzuoli, Italy, is not exactly abundant. The modern construction industry pours billions of tons of concrete every year. Where exactly does that volcanic ash come from? There's also the curing time. Roman concrete sets slowly. Modern construction schedules do not. The industry runs on speed. Roman concrete runs on centuries. MIT is working on commercializing a modern version, but right now, we're building everything with the inferior product because the better one takes too long and requires a volcano nearby. Roman concrete, 8 points. Modern concrete, 2 points. A civilization that doesn't exist anymore just beat 2 centuries of industrial engineering in a materials comparison. Let that sink in. Now, if you were a city engineer right now, would you risk adopting a slower, harder-to-source, higher upfront emission material because it might last 2,000 years? Drop that in the comments. I want to know if you'd actually pay for it. And if you think modern concrete deserves a comeback arc, subscribe. Bill is watching the numbers. The next case is already under construction. And I'll just say this, compared to what's coming, a self-healing concrete is almost relaxing. You're not ready.